Welcome back to the engine room. Working on the L285 again. I didn't film this, but I did all the glow plugs. So glow plugs are new. Ran them all together with the original hardware, the original conductors. Got a 10 gauge wire in there that's going to run up to the dash. I put in the original fuel pump, got rid of the electric. So this is working again. This was an Amazon purchase. I had to file down the actual nose of it because it had some burrs and some cast marks that were preventing it from going in, but it came with a gasket and worked pretty well. So put that in. New fuel lines, new fuel filter. Fuel system's all good. Took apart the dash last time, so put it back together. Basically, I just left the original indicator for the glow plugs, put in a push button for the glow plugs, put in a big old battery switch just for main power to whatever goes onto the dash, and we just have our crank button for start. So no key, very simple. Yeah, so that's all functional. I have motor oil, transmission oil, engine oil filter, battery charger, and bag of rags. Got a new battery. So this was a Walmart 29 DC, 860 cold cranking amps, 100 amp hour. I was looking at smaller batteries, but they were more expensive, so I went with the Marine Deep Cycle. Works great, fires it right up. I have to work on the charging system, so this alternator is going to go. I'm going to take some measurements. This, I have a little bit of play with the dimension on these two bolts. So I think I'm just going to get like a 20 amp AC alternator and then a voltage regulator and just to charge the battery. Because once this thing's running, there's no consumption of power aside from if I put lights in it. But yeah, so I'm going to do the oil change. I'm going to do the transmission oil. When I dump the transmission, I'm going to pull the hydraulic oil filter again, and I'm probably going to crack that open and just make sure that we're clear and there's no junk in the bottom of the reservoir. And then we'll see how this thing goes. But coming a long way. I mean, I was driving it around yesterday. It runs great. Starts right up. The glow plugs made a world of difference. And then just having a good battery and being able to crank it helps too. So, but yeah, keep moving along. Got my big 5-gallon drain pan under here. So this is all cast. But on the bottom there's a sheet metal oil pan cover, I guess. And there's a 19mm plug. So I'm just going to drop that plug, let this thing drain. Stop our oil filter, and we can fill this thing back up with oil. That's a diesel. She's dirty. So I'm going to pull this oil filter off. I don't want to destroy this one just in case the other one doesn't fit for some reason. I matched it up, but I don't entirely trust myself. So this is an old trick. I got an old belt. So it's just turned inside out. It's a 5/8 belt. So if you kind of do one of these with it, gotta get it, grip. All right, you got it. This is an original Kubota filter. Cool. I think the other one's going to fit, but I just want to be 100% sure. That's why I don't want to grab it with a pair of channel locks. So Wix 510/64. Beautiful. All right, oil filter on, Wix 510/64. Got my oil plug all cleaned up. It has a copper washer on it. Gotta make sure that doesn't get stuck to the pan and then drop into the drain pan and then you lose it. So, we'll put that back on. We'll fill this thing up with oil. So this engine calls for 9.5 quarts total. I have a 2-gallon container and a 1-gallon container. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 quarts total I have. So I put in 8 quarts and letting it settle. Quick dipstick check. We're pretty high on the dipstick. It's pretty much right at the top mark. So I'm going to leave it with the 8 quarts. I'll fire it up. I'll let it run, fill the filter and everything else after I do the transmission. And then if I need to top it off, I'll top it off. But I think 2 gallons seems like it's going to do it. So we'll see. So oil change is done. I'm going to move on to the transmission. Next, I'm going to dump oil on this transmission. So it's 1 bolt in the front. It says, the manual said there was one in the rear, but I got to double check. And then the fill is right here. So I have a 5-gallon bucket under there, which is nice. It fits. Bolt is bigger than the 19mm on the engine. So I have my adjustable. I'm going to get under there and get that broken free. Hopefully this catches it all. I have a little bit more room in another container, but I'll put the plug back in if need be. It's supposed to be 29 quarts total. I thought I'd have a little bit more sludge on the bottom of the, I don't think this is magnetic, but it is the lowest point. So I thought I was going to have a little bit more sludge, so that's promising. Oh, I created a vacuum. Oh, she's draining. So I had to sneak under, put the plug back in because I'm just about full on 5 gallons. So we got some clam chowder going on here. It's not terrible, but it's definitely got water in it. So it wouldn't be milky like this if it didn't. Get another pan under here and I'm gonna let this thing drip for a while. All right, I got another 5 gallons of capacity. This transmission's finished draining. Got my plug with my seal. I'm gonna put this back in, and then I'm gonna pull this filter again. I pulled it in a previous video, but I'm gonna pull it. I want to make sure that I get all this nasty oil out, and then we get our brand new oil in, and everything's clear and clean. Oh yeah, nastiness. So I cleaned this probably, I don't know, the last time I probably ran this only like 3 times in between, and it sucked up all this extra rust. So she is definitely dirty, but it's good. It's not getting into the pump. So I'm gonna actually pull this pickup from the bottom of the transmission and just make sure that on the back side that we're all clear and the pipe is clear all the way to the front. So this system, this is suction onto the pump, discharge, filter, suction hose goes down and into the side of the back of the case on the transmission. So there's an O-ring in there. What I want to do is just break that open, drain any kind of oil that's in there, and just make sure that we're clear and there's no like big pile of rust at that point. Okay, I disconnected this tube. I just have it kind of laying here and it's pitched back. So back there it's draining. It's plenty clear, clean oil in it, no rust. So that pipe is good. While I have it disconnected, I'm going to pull this off the top, pull this entire housing, just make sure that it's clean, make sure there's nothing on the inlet of the pump, and then we'll put this all back together and fill it up with oil. Alright, I think we're clear there. There's the O-ring, the seal. Be gentle with that, so it's going to go right back in there. Alright, I think we're in good shape here. Alright, it's sucking. And they're spinning. Seems like the gears are good. Cool. Alright, I'm going to put this all back together again. I think we're good. Alright, I just put this filter housing back together. I did it while it was off just to make life easier. And got my O-ring up top for the pump. Check the pump. Pump works. Or it's spinning rather. So I'm going to put this back in and back together. So I was just looking at this more closely, and there's two drains on the back, so either side, because those are the lowest points of the transmission. So open them up, good amount of oil's coming out, so let them drain for a while, let them drip, and we'll put them back in, fill this thing up with oil. Got my two plugs put back in there, let that drip drain for a while. So hydraulic system's all put back together. Got my pan over here. This plug right here is the level plug for the transmission. So I'm going to pull that out, make sure it's nice and clean, and then start filling this thing back up. And then once it starts coming out of that hole, put the plug back in and we're good to go. Okay, put that right there. Just make sure that we're clear. Alright, I'm going to fill this thing up. Got my homemade funnel, just an old top of a quart can. Okay, I put in about 7 gallons, maybe a little bit more. It's already coming out of this hole, so I close that up. I'm going to put in just a drop more, so that way it has enough to fill all the lines and everything for the hydraulics. And we'll be done with this transmission. Got my battery strapped in. Nothing special, but it's going to work for now. Got my battery tender hooked up. Got my oil change complete on the engine. Oil change complete on the tranny. Clean that filter. Made sure that the inlet on my pump is good. On the back here, I moved the seat back a click, and then there was actually a broken spring under here for the suspension seat, so it was always dropping. So what I did was just remove the bad spring, and there was 2 in parallel. I took the one and just kind of did it on an angle and tightened it up, and it works. It's fine for now. So that's good. And I moved the seat back a click. It's got 3 positions on the mount, and it was always too close, so now we're good there. The exhaust had this bar that was originally connected to, I believe, the housing for the brake, so it's just dancing. So I drilled a hole, put a bolt in, so now that's secure, and that's done. Everything's here, so this thing's actually ready to run. I'm going to start it up, let the oil circulate, let the transmission circulate, play with that 3-point, see if I can't get that moving. It was moving up and down here and there. I think it's just I think it's just bad oil and water in it and air. It was very frothy, so I think that's why it was so spongy. So once it's running, we'll get it moving around. I'll go up and down with it, work it, and we should be there. So the only thing left with this is the charging system. So I'm going to take some measurements and figure out what I want to do for that. Maybe some headlights. And aside from that, this thing's pretty well done. So I'm going to fire it up now and take it from there.
hydraulics still weren't working. So what I ended up doing was, I have it idling. I ended up just cracking, this is the pressure line that comes off the pump off the motor. I cracked these two bolts, got this lifted, gave it a little bit of gas, and I actually had a bunch of nasty oil come out that was old. I forced it through the line, I guess, and then I got good clean oil out. And as soon as it burped, this thing lifted up. So it must have just been airbound. And now this thing goes up and down. It's a little stiff going down, but
okay, this job's complete. Biggest thing was the hydraulics. That's huge. So just put my trailer hitch setup on. This is just a stabilizer from Northern Tool. I got a Harbor Freight top link. It's a little long, so I'm gonna do a little bit of research and see what the proper length is. And then I'm also gonna get an adjustable side link because I have a back blade and I want to be able to tilt it back and forth. But now this thing is pretty much 100%. I mean, aside from the charging system, every part is working. You got the brakes working, hydraulics working up and down, PTO always worked, engine starts right up, full service, transmission's got a full service. So this thing's very usable now. I'm gonna go put it to work. And probably make some videos in the future with the back blade, maybe some other equipment. This came with a, I think it's a 60-inch brush cutter. So that thing's got to get all tore down. I got to sharpen the blades, change the oil. The PTO shaft was all seized up, so I got it taken apart, cleaned it, got it sliding again. So this thing has a built-in overrunning clutch, which is sweet. And I'm gonna be in good shape here. So very, very usable machine, ready to rock and roll. Thanks for watching.